Alright guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be ranking every single Beatles album. So there's 13 of them here that we're going to go through, and yeah, I'm just going to get right into it here. At number 13, I think the pretty obvious choice here is Yellow Submarine. I mean, Hey Bulldog on this album is pretty good, but other than that, there's not really much here that's worth it. And honestly, if you're doing a listen through of the Beatles discography, you could just completely skip this album and you're not really missing out on anything. But moving on to number 12, we have Beatles for Sale. It's not like a bad album. Like, it's definitely like just kind of like just a good little sweet album, but compared to the rest of their discography, it just doesn't really compare. And at 11 though, I have With the Beatles. The first half of this album is pretty solid, aside from Little Child, which, whatever though. But then the second half of the album takes a bit of a dip in quality, and the second half of the album, in my opinion, is kind of like comparable to like what Beatles for Sale is. So it's like it starts off stronger and then it kind of dips back down to where that one is. But at number 10 though, I have Please Please Me. This is their first album. It's my second favorite album of theirs from like that first couple year stretch there, before they like really broke out and showed their true potential. But at number 9, I have A Hard Day's Night. This is now their best work from that very early part of their career. Um, this is like kind of like them really showing like what they truly can do, and they definitely take it a lot further though. But yeah, this album is like their first really good album. And then at number 8 though, I have Help. This one is just an absolute great album, and I think this one is also from like kind of earlier in their career, obviously after A Hard Day's Night, but still early in their career. And this is just the start of something great. This is when they really went on their run here, with a bunch of great albums to follow. But at number 7, I have Let It Be. This is their final album, and this isn't even a weak album, but I feel like it just kind of hurts it a little bit. The fact that, like, not only is this the final album for such a legendary band like the Beatles, but it's also the album that came after Abbey Road, right? So it's like there's a lot of expectations there, and it just didn't quite hold up to that standard, but it's still a solid album. And at number 6, we have Magical Mystery Tour. This is just like a soundtrack album. Um, and I think this is probably the first album here where it's like it has no mediocre songs. Everything is just great from start to finish, which is pretty crazy that it's at number 6, because that shows that I believe they have 6 of those albums with great tracks start to finish. But at number 5, though, I have the Beatles, the White Album. Personally, I don't know. I feel like Revolution 9 probably isn't great, so I guess from my statement from the last one that every song is great, Revolution 9 isn't. Other than that, though, every song is great on here. And this is a long album, too. It runs over an hour and a half, and somehow, yeah, to just have Revolution 9, which, I mean, that's whatever, right? Not gonna really hold that against them. At number 4, I have Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. This album is near perfection, and it sits at number 4 for me, which that should say something about how good the Beatles were, and also, I mean, how much I like the Beatles. But yeah, anyway, this is just absolutely amazing album, amazing album, but I could not put it higher than number 4. At my top 3 albums here, I feel like depending on the day, any of these could be number 1. But right now, this is the ranking I have them in. So at number 3, I have Revolver. I don't know. Personally, I don't think this one tops Rubber Soul or Abbey Road, but it is fantastic. And I mean, if you want it first, I'm not mad at that. And Your Bird Can Sing is one of my favorite Beatles songs of all time. So definitely having that one on here gives this album a little bonus for me. But at number 2, I have Abbey Road. I know that might be controversial because a lot of people think this is their best album, and not only their best, but one of the best albums of all time. I don't think it's their best. I'm definitely still high on this album. That's why it's here at number 2. I believe it's an absolutely fantastic album, and there's so many classic hits throughout this. But my favorite album of all time, regardless of artist or band or anything, is number one, Rubber Soul. The amount of times I've listened to this album front to back is insane. I don't know. I've had the vinyl up here on my wall above my desk for quite some time now, and I'm telling you right now, it's never coming down. Um, yeah, I just think every track on here is amazing. Nowhere Man is actually my favorite song of all time, but just absolutely amazing, amazing album in my opinion. This is a perfect 10 out of 10 album. Um, but anyway, yeah, that's my ranking. So I'm guessing you guys are probably gonna have something to disagree with here. So please let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your opinions. And like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.